If you're thinking about launching your first digital course and you want to avoid a total disaster, flop launch, and disappointing sales, watch this video. I'm Glenn Allen, course creation coach, and I help online entrepreneurs overcome the overwhelm of digital marketing. Not only do I design and launch courses, I help YouTubers, musicians, producers, best-selling authors, coaches create, map out, and launch their online courses. And they've had some amazing successes hitting their goals. And they didn't come to me with a big email list. Some of them had no email list. They didn't have a big Instagram follower, or Facebook, or anything like that, or private communities, or a fancy website. And somehow, well, okay, I'm part of that somehow, they managed to have a very successful launch. And so if those aren't the things that really equate to success, what are the things that you really do have to have in place in order to be ready for your first launch? Today I'm going to share the top 5 signs that you're not ready to launch an online course, but stick around to the end because I'm going to share a free tool with you that's going to help you be prepared and ensure that you are ready for your first launch. Also, if you want my best advice on growing your list, growing your business, growing your influence, stay subscribed to this channel and ring that bell thingy, and you'll get notified every time I make a new video. Number 1, you don't have success helping others with your topic or solution. And so what I mean by this is just because you know how to do something and you've been successful at it and you can tell people what you did doesn't mean that that's necessarily going to work for them. People learn in different ways and people will have different starting points. They're also going to have different mindsets at different points in the learning process. And so you really have to get some practice either teaching a workshop or a class or having private students. Better yet, get a coaching practice, one-on-one or group setting. You can do this through Zoom or some kind of online video or teleconferencing. And this is where you're really going to learn where people stumble along the way, where they're having problems in the learning process. And this is going to help you really get into the beginner mindset. It's going to help you see trends of, okay, people seem to have this issue happen a lot. I want to make sure that when I create my course, it really, dives deeply into this thing and helps them get over that common hurdle. And you won't have that if you're just going to take straight what's in your head and put it directly into a course. Number 2, you think this is going to be your ticket to overnight passive income success. And the fact of the matter is your first launch really just gets your foot in the door. You might make, several thousand or tens of thousands of dollars on these launches. And that's the results I'm seeing for some of my clients on their very first launch. But really the big payoff is that they're learning how to launch and then they're streamlining that when they relaunch and they're multiplying. And so a lot of people are saying they're seeing their big results on the second launch, on the third launch, and even on the fourth launch. That's where they're making that game-changing money. Number 3, you're not willing to invest in yourself and your business. Before I really started coaching, I was all about buying online courses and consuming them. And I'd pay, some courses are like $1,000 to $2,000. But then as soon as that course would tell me, okay, but now you gotta get this, $14, $15 a month tool that's gonna help you actually do the thing you wanna do, I would totally balk at it. I would try to find some cheap but ineffective and inefficient way of working around that, and I would waste a lot of time. Or I'd start researching a bunch of different tools and be like, okay, there's gotta be a different free thing. And none of those tools would make my life easier, they make them harder. And it was just it was just a big time waster, really. And so I would get lost in thinking, what if I don't recoup on this? What if I don't make my money back? The question you have to ask yourself is, what if I can't fail? And then you decide, no matter what happens, even if I spend, the first 1 to 6 months or even a year paying for this tool and I'm not really making my money back or I'm barely breaking even, it doesn't matter because it buys me the ticket to get on the ride to being successful. So if you look at your life, 6 months, a year, 2 years, up to 5 years down the road, and it opens the door for what you're able to earn and just really blows the roof off on your business, it does not matter that in the beginning you were quote unquote throwing your money away on a $14 to even $100 a month tool. So you really got to think long term. The moment that I finally decided, okay, I'm just gonna buy the scheduling tool so that I can start getting clients, immediately I was making many times over what that tool would cost me even in a year. So it was just so silly that that's what held me back for so long. Number 4, you teach what to do, but not what to believe. What I mean by this is you can explain all the steps from A to Z, but if you don't approach the beliefs that the people have to have in order to be able to apply these steps, they're gonna end up getting stuck, confused, they won't believe that they can actually do it, and they're gonna be overwhelmed, and worse yet, they're gonna ask for a refund. And so what you really need to do is think about what are these common places where people get stuck? What are the common hurdles and challenges? What are the self-limiting beliefs? What are the false perceptions that they might have? And you have to actually call them out and identify them at the stages where you teach those things, and then coach them through them, tell them it's normal, and really make sure that you cheerlead them through it. Number 5, you don't have a proprietary process. The proprietary process is what's gonna set the 6, 7, 8-figure course launchers apart from the unknown infopreneurs out there. It's your own unique method and system that you use to get your students and clients from where they are over the gap to where they want to be. And having one of these and laying out does a few things for you. Number 1, it creates sort of like a celebrity status, because there's a lot of people in your niche that are probably talking about the same things, right? Like, let's say you're in video marketing. If you say I'm a video marketer, well, there's tons of video marketers who can say they're video marketers. But if your video marketing process has its own special name, like I am the high impact video marketer and I've got the high impact system, now you've got something that nobody else can have, and you've got your own unique method behind that. So the other thing it's going to do for you is it's going to build trust with your clients that you can actually get them over the gap, because they can now see an overview roadmap of the steps that you're going to bring them through to get them from here to where they want to be. The other great thing is you can use this for your coaching practice. If you're trying to build out packages, you can say this is my process that I'm going to work with you, and you can sell longer packages all at once and increase your sales. You can also use it for an online course skeletal framework for your different modules. And what's great about this is it's really going to help create some context for your students to see that this is methodical, this is laid out, and it's step by step. And it's going to help them avoid getting confused or stuck. So I have a free guide for you called the Proprietary Process Planner, and you can get a free copy at theglenallenshow.com/PPP or check the link in the description. This simple 4-step guide is going to help you basically figure out what your proprietary process is and how to name it, and you can apply it to, like I said, your coaching practice or your online guide. One more thing before I wrap up. I'd like to know, what kind of course are you creating? Do me a favor and put it in the comments below, and I'll see you online.